This is the story of a woman who spent years helping strangers safely bring their babies into the world, and was later accused of killing her own three. Here's the detail that stayed with me since I started researching this case. On the morning of January 24th, 2023, a 3-year-old boy picked out his own outfit for the very first time. His dad thought it was worth a photo. Neither of them had any idea it was the boy's last morning. By that night, he and his 2 siblings were gone. And the person authorities say was responsible wasn't a stranger who broke in. It was their mother, a labor and delivery nurse who'd spent her career doing exactly the opposite of this. Before you decide what kind of story this is, she has never denied doing it. What's being decided in that courtroom isn't who. It's something harder. Whether a mind can break so completely that the person the law holds responsible isn't really the same woman who raised those kids. Stay with me, because this one is more complicated than the headlines made it sound. Her name is Lindsay Clancy. Early 30s, married to her husband Patrick, raising 3 kids in Duxbury, a quiet coastal town south of Boston. The kind of place that looks, from the outside, like nowhere bad happens. Cora was 5. Dawson was 3. Callan, the baby, was 8 months old. She'd handled postpartum anxiety before, twice, and gotten through it. But after Callan was born, something didn't level out the way it had the other times. Court records show that over 4 months, multiple providers put her on 13 different psychiatric medications. She checked herself into a psychiatric hospital on New Year's Eve. Through it all, formally, she was only ever diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. Honestly, the detail that still bothers me most is her last appointment with her psychiatrist. 17 minutes. The day before. On January 24th, Patrick left the house to run errands, a stop at CVS, picking up dinner. Texts that afternoon show Lindsay coordinating the takeout order, sounding normal, functional. Hold on to that, because prosecutors lean on it hard later. When Patrick got home, the house was quiet in a way that felt wrong immediately. He found his 3 children. He called 911. Then, outside, he found Lindsay. She jumped from a second-floor window in an apparent attempt to end her own life, and the fall left her paralyzed from the waist down. She was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, and pleaded not guilty, but not the way you'd expect. Her attorney told the jury in his opening statement, there was no motive here, that she loved her children. Full stop. She isn't arguing she didn't do it. She's arguing that whoever did wasn't, in any legal sense, really her. It took 3.5 years of competency evaluations and legal fights to reach trial. Through it all, she wasn't held in a jail cell, but a state hospital. A detail that says something about how the system saw this case from the start. Before I get into what her defense says was actually happening inside her mind that day, there's one detail in the court record that stopped me cold when I read it. Quick pause, though. If you prefer true crime that waits for the truth instead of guessing at it, hit subscribe. This channel doesn't chase headlines while a case is still being decided. We wait for the record, then tell you exactly what's in it. Okay, here's the detail. According to her defense, in the hours before it happened, Lindsay believed she was hearing a commanding voice, one telling her to harm her children, so she could then take her own life. That's the entire foundation of the insanity defense. Not that she didn't do it. That whatever was steering her that day wasn't her own judgment anymore. Here's the tension prosecutors keep pulling on, though. Patrick's testimony walked the jury minute by minute through that afternoon. The CVS run, the coordinated takeout order, texts from someone tracking a normal Tuesday. To the prosecution, that's not a woman lost in psychosis. That's someone lucid enough to plan an evening right up until the moment she wasn't. The defense's counter, ordering dinner competently, doesn't prove sanity at the one moment that matters. And toxicology results complicate things further. The night of the killings, her system showed 4 prescribed psychiatric medications. No alcohol, no street drugs, no verdict yet. If convicted, Lindsay Clancy faces life in prison. If the jury finds her not criminally responsible, she still doesn't walk free. She'd likely be committed to a state psychiatric hospital for years. Either way, nobody really wins here. But if a case with no easy villain is the kind that stays with you, wait until you see the one queued up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.